We're sailing. It's gonna be a good day.
We're headed to the Raggeds.
Hi guys!
8.6.
Wow, that's cool. That's like a pirate cave.
Hogfish.
Let's see what's under the boat.
Bahamas are amazing.
Hey there, I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is the story of our adventure. Life is fleeting, and we want to squeeze every bit out of it. We are wandering the world, so home is a bit of a moving target for us. We love finding the random, the remote, and sharing it all with you. So subscribe to get lost with us and hopefully find some inspiration to go after your own dreams.
Welcome back to the channel. Last week we left you with my parents visiting us in Georgetown, Bahamas.
Yep, and if you've ever visited someone who lives on a boat, you know you're probably going to be a pack mule, and it was no different for Tim's parents. Hello. I thought I would do a little update because we've been in Georgetown in the Exumas for about a week now, which is way longer than we would ever stay here, but Tim's parents visited and I thought I would show you what we made them haul to us on the boat because some of it's really cool. So we got a new dry bag. We like our old dry bag, but it's a bit small. And then these straps are way nicer. The other one just has like fabric stuff. It was a cheapo bag that we got, I think when we were going to Tunisia, and it has worked very well, but this one is so much better. So it has some pads to not only keep you not sweaty, but it just pads what you're carrying, so it's much more comfortable. Has some nice padded straps, and then it also has points that you can strap like down lower, so if you're doing a hike, it has just a lot more support and comfort. And then I also like this type of roll top a lot better. The other one only hooks, so you can't pack it quite as much, so this is nice. And then lovely thing is the front pocket. So it's also waterproof, but that's really nice to like stick your wallet or your phone, things that you want to get to more often and quickly than having to unpack the whole bag. So super stoked on this. We got the brightest color they had because we're often walking along a street or scootering along a street, and it's nice to have something on your back that you can see. And it even has some reflective tape. I'm just noticing now, that's pretty cool. So we got the bright yellow color, but they do have other colors. I'll put a link to that below because it is a nice bag. Very good upgrade. And then the thing, silly, but that I was probably most excited about are Turkish towels. I've never had a Turkish towel before. I've heard people rave about them, but we just didn't get them before we left the States. So we've been living with your average normal beach towel, which works fine. But they're super hard to wash by hand, and so I don't really wash them very often. And we use them all the time when we're getting out of the ocean, so they become very salty, which one makes it very hard for them to dry, and then they start getting really stiff. So you want to wash them, but you can't very easily. So I was bound and determined to get some better towels, and I did. The Turkish towels, and these are from a company called Cappadocia Turkish Towels, so I'll put a link to them below. They're really nice quality, but at a great price, which is actually oddly hard to find. So I got 4 towels, one for beach towels for us that will live outside and be more salty, and then 2 for inside showering, that sort of thing. But they're nice and light, so they dry really quickly. I think they're 100% cotton, and they're meant to be hand washed, so that's really nice. When they do get all salty, it's super easy to wash them. And like I said, they just dry much quicker. They store so much smaller as well. I really like that. That would have been nice in the truck to have Turkish towels, I have to say. I wish I knew about them then. But yeah, so Tim got blue for being a boy. That's his beach towel. And then I got, it's sort of a reddish pinkish color, but it has flamingos on it. I like that. So that's my beach towel. And then we got a much more like luxury design for the inside. And yeah, I just think they're really pretty, and they're so soft that as soon as we got these, Tim was not so sure about it, but he has only been using his Turkish towel because it's just so much more comfy and dries so quick. So awesome thing. And then I'll walk outside and show you, we got the block with the Beckett that was broken for the jib. And what else did we get, Tim? Another block.
The most important thing of the whole world.
Sorry, the most important.
A proper Hawaiian sling, or pole spear, really. Hawaiian sling's a bit different, but this is a pole spear. This is half of it. It's that big, so I'm not going to get the other half. What makes this different? The number one thing is a slip tip. So you can see this tip here. This is a piece of Dyneema, and there's a little rubber band that just sort of keeps it in place. But generally, that's just to keep it in place while you're swimming around. When it's launched through something, it goes through, and then it turns sideways naturally, and that keeps you from losing the fish. So we've had several times where with the tip that's just got sort of a open piece, it doesn't open and the spear backs right through, and then I have to chase and find the animal. Like, you really don't want to injure something and then not be able to kill it and eat it, because it's a waste. You've just killed something. So this retains the fish, so that's a big deal. And then the other part of it is it doesn't have any flex. So what we're using right now are really cheap fiberglass pole spears, and so there's a ton of flex. This has almost zero. Yeah. I'm sure there's some measurable amount, but it's nearly zero. There's a grip on it. With our padded gloves, I wasn't able to hold, neither of us really can hold on to the fiberglass one, so we used electrical heat shrink and some rope and made sort of a grip on them. But I love that this has a really nice grip on it. Yeah. So those two things are the biggest change for the pole spear. So for us, this is much more able to get fish at a distance and keep them. Yep. So I'm very excited about this one.
So that was nice of Tim's parents to bring us a few things, and I think basically anyone that visits on a boat knows that they're probably bringing.
You are a part shipment mule when you visit somebody. That's the nicest thing you can do, is bring them things that are impossible to get on boat. And as Kelsey was saying, I'll just mention for the guys out there, the best thing is that it dries. So yes, it feels good and all that, but these normal beach towels I've used my whole life,
they do not dry.
They do not dry. You're on the water. There's so much humidity. We're in the tropics. And this, twice a day I'm using, which sounds very little, but that's an immense amount to jump in, dry off with the towel, just hang it over the back of a chair even. We're not even necessarily hanging them up on the lifelines to get better aeration. You just set it there. A couple hours later, you're swimming again. You get out, grab it, and go, oh man, it's actually dry. Yeah. So to me, that's the best thing. They do feel good. They do pack small, all the things Kelsey has mentioned, but it dries.
And then the other thing is, you might be saying, well, you could just do a quick dry, like microfiber type towel, synthetic towel. They stink so quick, no matter how much we try to dry them. Like, if they do not get instantly perfectly dry, they start smelling
some
so
sort of bacteria
bad.
or something. And so those ones you use for backpacking trips, they're great when you can get back to a house and give them a really good wash, and then you go on a trip and use them 2 or 3 times. But on a boat, you might use them 15 or 20 times between washes, because you're going in the water so much.
It's just so humid that they don't dry out, even if you hang them outside.
And we've actually heard for some other cruisers, as soon as we posted these, they said, do these actually dry without stinking? And I knew they were talking about the microfiber, and sure enough, I replied, and they were. You know, that's the second best to these. And then the third best is just traditional, terry cloth towels.
Yeah. So anyways, that's it. We are hopefully leaving Georgetown today.
Yes.
It's cool. There's 300 some boats here. It's a lot of people.
A lot of people. So we're going to reach out to some folks here and see where they're heading, and hopefully meet up with them at a nice quiet island again. But it's been really cool to see all the events going on for the Brigada, show my parents around. But it's not really our thing. We cannot wait to just be out in an island again, not worrying about either the crazy high-speed boats in the middle of the night racing around, or people coming and anchoring 2 feet from you and nearly dragging anchor into you. It'll be nice to just be back to where we only have to worry about us.
Yep. So we've supplied. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. So with a boat stocked full of supplies, we were off to a place with a few less other boats.
Yes, we were going to the most remote part of the Bahamas, the Ragged Islands. Yes. Don't know if you'll be able to see any of that. Can't tell. It's so cool. Right now we are just motoring because there's not a whole lot of wind. We actually just put the jib out to see if it'll do anything for us. Don't have much wind or a good angle at the moment, so we're motoring, but I just wanted to see if I could show you. There is 50 feet of water right now, and you can see the bottom perfectly. You can like make out the little plants. It's so cool. The water is just so perfectly clear right now. It's just a beautiful calm day, which no wind, but it just means it is perfectly still out here, and that is so cool. It's like a huge deep swimming pool. It's just pretty neat.
Bahamas are amazing.
Where are we headed?
We are headed to the Raggeds.
Yes.
So we provisioned up and we're just doing a little hop today. We had a call we had to do this morning, work call, and so we're now just gonna make our way out of Georgetown. It's just so crowded.
Yeah.
So much noise, so many boats, water's kind of gross. And so, wow, it was amazing.
It's
We just wanted
like
to move and have that feeling. That's what's great is anytime you get a little stir crazy or you just want a new view, we'll just probably do 15 to 20 miles today.
Yeah.
In the afternoon. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have a little better wind. So we're not going to get to the Raggeds today unless we pushed it with the motors, which there's no point. But yeah, it's nice to be cruising.
Yeah.
Hopefully catch a fish.
I know. We got the lines
The moment
out.
we left the park, we put lines out.
Yeah. So the last couple of days has been like the most rain we've gotten for a long time. It's so distracting. The water is so clear that every time we go over something, I just want to stare down. But so the boat got a nice salt-free rinse, and we had a couple days just relaxing and working inside because it was very windy and very wet. So glad it's nice again. You can see fish, it's so crazy. It is just so still today that you look down and literally you can see the fish swimming around the little reefs that we're going over right now. And it is about 50 feet in depth. So cool. Now all we need are some dolphins. Haven't seen a dolphin for a while. Will we get lucky? Sitting up on the bob seat / dolphin seat, and I spotted some dolphins, so we'll see if they come over and visit or if it was just a one-time. Well, there they are, look at them. Hi guys! Yeah! Hi buddies! They're that side now. They're this side now. Woo! See you later. That was fun. So cool. I love when dolphins come to visit. I love when they come and play. The water's just so clear here. Dolphins always make for a good day. They're still back there. Checking out the lures.
So we made it over to Hog Key Cut, waited a little bit for the right tide that'll just push us right on through, and we dropped anchor just on the other side for the evening.
Yep, and in the morning, the wind arrived just like it was supposed to, so we were off to the Raggeds.
Rippin'.
68 degrees. Lunchtime.
Lunchtime. Leftovers.
Leftovers from last night's dinner.
Turkey burger.
And then I thought I would show you. It's kind of cool. Look at that view. Ah, spinnaker. We are in the Raggeds and we are going to do a little exploring. Way bigger. A blowhole in there.
Wow, that is so cool.
That is so neat.
Yeah. So cool. So pretty. Kind of reminds me of the Marmoles in
Yeah.
Chile. That's super neat. Didn't expect that.
You guys remember when we did the caves? Was it Marmoles?
Marmoles.
Yeah, the marble caves in Chile, right?
Yep.
Kind of reminds me of that, except with a lot less people. Wow, that's cool. That's like a pirate cave. It kind of feels like the set of a movie, like the way the lighting is. The lighting is perfectly on what's like a little beach in there right now.
You ever been to the Blue Grotto in the island of Capri in Italy? There you go.
That's it.
That's a no one around Blue Grotto.
Yeah, exactly. That's cool.
Maybe not quite as blue, but it's more clear.
Looks pretty limestoney on the bottom. There's a very upset bird up there already. Yes, I hear you. We're not bothering you, buddy. Oh, now this is cool in here, but it's, I'm sure, way too shallow to get a boat into. It's always fun to go explore in the dinghy and just see what's around, and you're not worried about how shallow things are, generally. Obviously, there's places that the dinghy can't even go, but so pretty. Can you see the bird up there? He's very worried about us being near his nest up there. You got a pretty good nest, dude. I don't know if you can like really see it on the GoPro, but the rocks are like, it must be almost high tide, huh?
Must be.
But the tide right now is just sitting below. There's a lip on the bottom of the rock, so I'm sure as the tide goes even lower, these look like they're just like floating. It's cool.
Sucking us out pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy. The tide is clearly going out. That's insane.
Yeah.
Not gonna swim right there.
Nope.
Because you will get sucked out.
It'd be a good current dive.
Yeah. That's crazy. Look at those waves.
So idle speed, just enough to keep up with that rip.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Glad we have a powerful engine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You could like surf those waves right there.
That's amazing.
I wouldn't want to, but you could. All right, back the other way. Past Goose, see what's over here. Okay, we saw fish jumping, so Tim's gonna hop in and
Yep.
see.
I don't know what's chasing those fish, but I did see fish jumping.
Yeah.
So hey, that's a win. Or that's a start, I should say.
This is definitely an area where you want to be close to the dinghy.
Yeah, I think that the men in gray suits will take their tax if you're not
Careful.
careful. And it's also just nice to have somebody watching your back. If I'm diving a lot to look under rocks, you're distracted, you know, and it's kind of just nice to know if there's a shark in the area. And at least then you can face them and kind of do all the stuff to deter them. But if you don't even know he's there,
Not good. Yeah, so usually what we do is like, we'll hop in, see if it's even worth stopping here, and then if it is, I'll hop in, and then whichever one of us is going after something, the other one is on lookout all around. So we'll see what it looks like.
yeah, looks good.
Yeah? Alright, I'm gonna suit up. Here we go.
As we swim along, moving from balmy to balmy, looking for fish, if the conditions allow, one of us will pick up the anchor and drag the dinghy along to the next spot, so it's always relatively nearby.
Okay, I'm getting the dinghy because we saw some lobster. I'm gonna bring it closer.
Yeah. So barely got him. Look at that. That's on that slip tip. Didn't even go through.
Yeah. Nice work. I'm gonna keep watching underneath.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Hogfish.
Little hogfish.
Nice work.
Yeah, perfect size for a couple of nice fillets.
Yeah.
Stoked.
Yeah, awesome.
Always good when you catch it.
And then under the boat we have, I think they're, what did you call them, lampreys?
Yeah, is that what they are? Comment below. I can't remember.
We'll have to look it
I'll
up.
Google them in
Yeah.
2 seconds here. But the kind that suck onto the bottoms and clean sharks. There's like 5, 6 of them, big ones, like this long, hanging out down there. So I assume they're waiting for a shark to come along and they'll hitch a ride.
Or they think we're a shark.
Or they think
We
we're
now
a
have
big-ass
cleaner
shark.
fish.
Yeah, clean the bottom, guys. Do a good job.
All right, so I looked it up, and they are remora. Is it remora or remore?
That's amore. It's remora.
Remora.
I like the other. In
Amore.
Italy, they're called amore.
Anyways, they are the things that suck onto like sharks and turtles and whales and apparently sometimes boats and sometimes divers. And they have like a spot on their head, which you can see, that is what they suck on with. So kind of cool. There's a lot of them under the boat. Maybe they'll suck on and clean something off. But yeah, pretty cool. Had some visitors to the boat.
Release the line. I'm just gonna go out, a little bit, and then I'll dump. All right, time to go dump guts.
Yep. I think there's a turtle right there. Turtle guy. Oh, maybe it's a ray, actually. So when we're in an anchorage, especially this area has a lot of sharks, but we'd rather the sharks not come around the boat thinking they're going to get food. If they're just here checking it out, totally fine. So Tim is taking all the guts, and he's just going to take them out that way. So we're not bringing sharks into the anchorage, or at least not hungry sharks. And right now, I think there's a little ray going by, something else dark that I cannot tell what it is. And then all the remora are just all over under here. That might be a barracuda. Let's see what's under the boat.
This was a lively spot, and we had many visitors throughout the day. This is a bull shark. They get their name from their stocky shape, broad, flat snout, and their aggressive, unpredictable behavior. Bull sharks can live in both salt and fresh water, so they often swim up rivers, and because of this, they can be found in many habitats around the world, although they often dwell in very shallow waters like this. Like I mentioned, they can be aggressive as well as territorial, which makes them one of the 3 species of sharks most likely to bite humans. The other 2 being tiger sharks, which you might remember we saw in the last episode back in the Exumas, and then of course, the great white shark.
Those sharks were so cool to see, especially from the boat. I was very happy that we had that perspective to see them and not while we were spearfishing and making the water bloody.
Yes. Here in the Rapids, it's been interesting with the sharks. We know our spearfishing sessions are limited to whenever they show up. It is time to go once the sharks arrive.
One day while we were spearing, and we didn't catch this on camera, the biggest bull shark and the biggest shark we've ever seen while in the water came out of the mist, and he came back around for a second look, and we knew it was time to slowly back away, keeping our eyes on him, and get out.
Yeah, that was a very intimidating presence in the water. But in general, there was, as you saw, so much life underwater here. It was really neat to see. It was like we were floating in a giant aquarium.
So that is where we're going to leave you this time. Join us next week where we continue exploring the Rapids and then decide to do a bit of an insane parts run.
Yeah, absolutely. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Special thanks to our patrons, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.